Recall the last time you made a mistake. What was the immediate sensation or emotion you felt from the experience? Chances are, you may feel a hot flash on your face and respond in the most common way you know how. Although it may be unpleasant, much of the human experience is to learn through mistakes, and we grow when we learn our lessons. Most of us respond with the underlying negative emotions of shame or guilt that help us to recognize our mistakes. Despite both shame and guilt being negative emotions, they impact a person on a deep level. Since the lessons to be learned are unavoidable in life, the only thing we can change is ourselves and our response to our emotions. In this video, we'll cover the difference between shame and guilt, how we can change our mindset to learn better and become more resilient, and how we can turn our mistakes into our magical power. Stay tuned. Let's start off with a quote by Iyanla Vanzant. The journey into self-love and self-acceptance must begin with self-examination. Until you take the journey of self-reflection, it is almost impossible to grow or learn in life. Our childhood has a great impact on our learning styles, thinking patterns, and how we grow beyond our mistakes. With love and support from a secure parental figure, a child can build confidence by trying new things, learning from their experiences, and developing resilience towards learning. From a secure caregiver who can give constructive feedback with love, the child will likely learn their behavior is bad, but can separate their self-worth from their behaviors. This allows the child to learn from their mistakes and can still feel worthy as a person. On the other hand, children who grew up with neglectful, abusive, or insecure caregivers will experience difficulties overcoming their mistakes because they're taught that they should be ashamed of their mistakes and their self-worth only comes from their perfect achievements. With this type of conditioning, the child's self-worth is built on a false self that may present a perfect image, but is empty of self-worth, confidence, and authenticity. Despite how we are raised in childhood, for a person to overcome and grow beyond their mistakes in childhood comes down to their mentality, their ability to separate themselves mentally, physically, and emotionally from their caregivers, and utilizing their emotions as their tool for learning instead of sabotaging their efforts. Let's go over points that may help you learn better from your mistakes and evolve as a worthy person with loads of valuable life experiences. The first one, forgiveness and self-compassion. If you've never experienced what's it like to have a childhood where you can safely be a child to learn from your mistakes and still feel worthy, it's important to do some loving kindness healing work to strengthen your core self. Aside from going to a therapist to heal and process the memories on a deeper level, take some time to forgive yourself and practice self-compassion for all the things you cannot change from the past. By going through this process, you are consciously shifting from your helpless child identity to an adult who is releasing the past to be in the present moment, taking control of your choices, and creating a future that comes from self-love. The second point, self-reflect periodically. Much of our reactions came from our childhood conditioning and the coping skills we have. Many research and books often point out how praising children's achievements may be more harmful than acknowledging their efforts, because it conditions them to seek approval externally rather than focusing on their growth in achieving the goal. When we are conditioned to seek approval from external sources, we let our self-worth be defined by external things, which can be very harmful to our mental health and feeds our insecurities. By becoming self-aware and being observant to recognize your patterns, you can transform your coping skills into more constructive behavior. For this, you may consider using our Inner Alchemy worksheets, which have templates and journal prompts to help you recognize your negative patterns and transform them into gold. Practicing self-reflection periodically can greatly help you identify where you may be stuck so you can shift to a new pattern that helps you grow. The third point, adapt to a growth mindset. Although we may limit ourselves due to our past, when we become more self-aware of our coping skills and patterns, we can choose to act differently. Mistakes are inevitable in life, and it's part of the learning process. Our mistakes can teach us a lot about who we are, what we want, and what is important to us. By adapting to a growth mindset, we can focus on learning from curiosity and become less attached to mistakes. It's highly recommended to read Mindset, The New Psychology of Success by Carol Dweck. From the book, you'll learn how having a fixed mindset will likely sabotage your efforts and limit your potential, whereas a growth mindset can help you develop resilience and confidence. With a growth mindset, we strengthen our neuroplasticity, which allows our brain to create new circuits in our neural network and allow our brain to change through growth and reorganization. So next time you come across new information or new mistakes, you can envision yourself creating new neural pathways for your brain. The last but not the least, become emotional literate. Most of our understanding of emotions from family homes, peers, and society is that emotions are deemed weak, immature, or that we're often controlled by our emotions. Coming from a powerless state, all we learn is to suppress our emotions, shame ourselves for having them, and hate ourselves when we lose control over our emotions. What we didn't know is that emotions are part of our superpower to ignite our inner magic when we become emotionally literate. If you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the next level up from basic needs is the psychological needs before we reach self-actualization. Emotional literacy and growing as a person means feeling your emotions, understanding them, and utilizing them as your inner compass on your boundaries, your passion, and your values. When we feel ashamed of our mistakes, we define our worth with our mistakes. But if we better understand our emotions, we can feel motivated to better ourselves from our mistakes and use them to create something magical. You may be interested to watch our video on Neville Goddard's Feeling is the Secret in the top right-hand corner to see how we can utilize our emotions and feelings as a way to manifest our dreams into reality. From your journey towards your goals, mistakes will be inevitable, and they bring out the most uncomfortable feelings or even triggers. Although they may be unpleasant, they can be the biggest life-changing signs of where you need to heal, integrate, and transform them into your superpower. When you shift your patterns, you can alleviate yourself from suffering and uplift your vibration to a higher state of consciousness, where you can be in the flow for more manifestation. Hope you find this video helpful, and you may want to subscribe to get journal prompts on our Journaling Saturday to process your mistakes and turn them into invaluable lessons. We hope you will keep pursuing your dreams and become unstoppable despite your mistakes. If you like this video, please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing the video. Until next time, remember to ignite your inner magic, and we'll see you in the next video.